time for another vlog. We just got done doing the new panels for Sue-Ann's display, the one with all the tubes hanging down and the scarecrow and pumpkin pile. Well, we're doing more foam panels. This time no LEDs, so it should be a heck of a lot faster, and so far it has been. What we are working on are these. This is the pattern that we currently use in our water room, aka our black light room. It's basically fluorescent green on the grout lines. We have some fluorescent orange on the damaged areas of the brick, and then red latex paint, for the surface of the brick. And then on the larger panels, the plaster areas were done in a fluorescent yellow, so they all glowed. These panels are the second oldest ones I did. So they're almost a decade old, just maybe a little under that. Can't think of when I did. I think it was 2012. So it'd be actually over a decade old. But the foam's getting very, very brittle. It doesn't take much to break the panels. So it's time to retire them, and we are going to make up a new set of panels. Now, what we decided we wanted to do is we want to keep, the brick aspect. But we want to do a larger brick. We're going to do away with the plaster, but we are going to heat treat them to get this damaged area in. And then Morgan's going to get in, and we're going to do some specialty painting on them too, with sponges in a fluorescent color. And in fact, I've got almost all of them done. I've got 4 panels left to draw the pattern out on. But here you go here. Like I said, it's a way larger brick than what we have. So we got the brick, we got grout lines, and then once everything is carved and we give it a real light sanding, I'll come back through with the heat gun. We'll do some damaged areas on them, and then we'll be into paint. These should go real quick. I know the layout on them has been. Now to get my, to figure out what size brick I wanted to use, and I should probably do this here. I'm going to move my 1 foot over here, so you can see there is a difference in the size of the brick. The bricks are almost twice the size of the old pattern. But to figure out what size brick we wanted, I went and got a couple pieces of scrap here, so you can see there, a couple pieces of scrap, just taped them together. I drew this out first, this pattern out first. It's a brick pattern, but it's a smaller brick, and they just looked way too boxy to me. I didn't like them, neither did Sue. So I came up with this, which is larger. And this looked better, and that's what we ended up doing on the patterns. So for all intents and purposes, I'm sitting here drawing bricks. This is stage 1. I got 4 panels left to do, and then we will be into the carving phase. Well, hey there, time for a second segment. And by the way, welcome to mid-July. You got me. You heard me. I said mid-July. Last segment, I think, was in April. Oh, God, this project. I believe, since it's been so long since I've recorded anything, I believe the last segment I showed you the layout process and talked a little bit about the carving. Well, carving is done. Okay, I got all 46 panels to this state, and it took a while to do. The grout lines took about a half hour, 45 minutes on each panel, and then going through and roughening up the surface took about an hour and 15 minutes. So it was roughly about 2 hours per panel to get them done. And as a result, I was only doing 2 a day. And then along with everything else that's been piling on with work and family and everything else, it's mid-July. Yesterday, I came in and got my last panel carved, and we started the next step, heat treating. And you'll get a better look at this once I get them all done. I'll set them up. And you'll be seeing them through the paint process. But I've got 8 panels done, just getting ready to start on the 9th out of 46. This is going quick. It's about a half hour per panel to heat treat. Now in the heat treating process, I'm using a heat gun and a spray bottle of water. And I go through and I spritz the sections I want to heat treat, and I run the heat gun over it. And no 2 panels are the same. The pattern is different on each panel. It just depends on how the foam wants to melt. And the reason why I originally went through and carved and roughed up the surface was it channels the air from the heat gun a little bit differently too. So between the water, the heat gun, and the carving I did on them, it comes up with some interesting looks. But anyway, we're on to heat treating now. I get this done, we're going to be finishing the project up out in the shop because we'll be into paint. Well, as you can tell from the backdrop, I'm out in the main shop. I was going to shoot this segment downstairs after I got done heat treating. And I got done with the heat treating, and I just instantly moved everything out here so we could start doing primer coat. But I wanted to give you a look at a couple of panels together so you could see the pattern with the heat treating down the center, and then the bricks I left leaves a kind of like a column of brick right where the seams are. I wanted to show you that. Now, it's been up in the upper 90s, mid to upper 90s all day today. I've been out here in the heat. We got about 30 panels done. I've got 16 left that need to be primer coated. I want to try to get them done tonight. Nice thing is with the heat, and it's been a couple hours since I got the last one sprayed, which was this one here on the table, and it's dry already. That means I can move all these out, move the last few panels, which I'm storing out here because I don't have room in the shop. Got that stack there. I gotta move in and get primer coated. I want to get them primer coated tonight. By morning they'll be totally dry. Then we can start pulling out the fluorescent paint, and we're gonna get started on the grout lines next after the primer coating. That'll be tomorrow. There's no way in heck I'm gonna get anywhere on that tonight. Okay. Wasn't too bad yesterday. We got all the panels primer coated. So they're all sprayed white. I did not do a thick coating of white on it. It was just enough to deaden the pink of the foam. There's still a little bit pink kind of showing through. But that's perfect. It works great. Our next step I wanted to discuss was fluorescent paint. And I went and drug these out last night, so we went over the colors we wanted to use. I've got 7 different colors altogether. I've got a purple, fluorescent red, or fluorescent purple, fluorescent red, fluorescent orange, fluorescent blue, fluorescent green, fluorescent yellow, and a fluorescent magenta. And we picked out the colors we wanted to do. For the grout lines, here on the brick, I had already decided I wanted purple. Our next discussion that we had was the damaged areas. And Sue-Ann was thinking about doing 2 colors. We were thinking about using fluorescent orange and fluorescent green. You know, and then do like one brick fluorescent orange, another brick fluorescent green, you know, and doing some different patterns up and down the wall. I like that idea. I really do. My problem is I've only got about 1/4 gallon of fluorescent green, and I don't think I'd have enough to do the full project that way. So what we've decided to do is fluorescent orange. We're going to do all the damaged areas in fluorescent orange. Now fluorescent orange happens to be the brightest out of all the fluorescents. And there's a lot of it on the panel, but I'm hoping with the face of the brick being gray or darker gray, it'll help deaden it down some. So we're going to use purple and fluorescent orange, and then after we get the gray on this section here, it doesn't have any damage to it, we're going to come back with a sponge technique, and Morgan's going to be out here helping with that. And we're going to go over with some magenta and do a sponge technique down the brick. And then, since I only have a little bit of the fluorescent green, we're thinking about coming back through on the damaged areas by brush and maybe doing a little bit of, add a little fluorescent green to the fluorescent orange, or on the face of the brick to make it, creep it out a little bit more. So we've got that. Fluorescent red really looks like fluorescent orange. I mean, it's hard to tell the difference, so we're not going to use the fluorescent red. Fluorescent blue, I have that on the water wall. It does not fluoresce. It's probably the darkest out of all the fluorescents. So we're not going to use that. And the fluorescent yellow, I love the fluorescent yellow. The only problem is it's a very translucent paint. To get it to work well, you have to apply multiple coats to really get it to do what it needs to do. So that's out. So I put those colors away. Now, as far as where I get my paint, I get it from Dick Blick's, and we call it a Blick acrylic. You can go over to dickblicks.com and find the fluorescents there. They're fairly inexpensive. I mean, there's companies out like Wildfire and several others that you could go through, and for a quart of it you could pay up to all around $100. These guys sell it in a half a gallon, and you can get it for like $50 for a half a gallon. And with as thick as it is, if you're spraying it, you need to water it down, what have you. It goes a long way. So I recommend Dick Blick's. But anyway, with that, I got to get these panels out, get my airbrushes and station and stuff set up, and we're going to start spraying the grout line. It's been about 6 days since the last segment, roughly. I had a couple of days with work, so I didn't do anything out here. But today, we finished getting the orange on, and I know it looks like a blotchy mess. The next step will take care of that. And that's this color here. I just got done spraying it. It's a gray. Now, the gray is going to be getting rolled on with a sponge roller. And that will take care of all the extra slop and everything on the damaged areas. And the damaged areas will look a hell of a lot different. Now, what I ended up doing is this winter, we painted our bathroom. The wife and my mother, who lives with us, decided they wanted a whitish gray color. They told me to get 2 gallons. I bought 2 gallons. We used a half a gallon to do the bathroom. And so I ended up with some oops paint, I guess you can call it. That's the color of it there. You can see the white on the paper and that, just slightly tinted. I went and dumped 1.5 gallons into this bucket. And I had 2 other darker tinted grays on my paint shelf. And I added a little bit of each to it to get that. And that's what the walls are going to be rolled with. Which I'm debating on whether I'm going to do start today or do tomorrow. My back's killing me and I'm tired and it's hot. So, I don't know. But anyway, we're on to the gray. Well, we've made some progress out here. We got the gray done, and like I showed you in the last clip with the orange, it does clean up the orange considerably. Okay, we've got all 46 panels to that state. We just started doing this. Here, I'll back up a little bit. Keep going, you're doing good. But we're putting that magenta just on the unpainted portions. Now the way we're doing it, and I've got a helper helping me here.
Hello everyone.
We're using a sea sponge. I've cut into sections. We'll dip it in the paint, and then dab it off, so there's not buildup, and then just go through and do that. And Morgan's getting some on. I'm kind of going back over some of her tiles if they need a little bit more paint. And she needs a little bit more paint on her sponge.
Yeah.
So, but she's giving me a hand with it. Now this process, it's 5 to 10 minutes per panel. So it's going to go quick. We should have all 46 panels done today. Should. And then we get to switch over and do the last color on them. But we are making progress. Morgan's having fun. She's been waiting to do this for about a month now.
I just woke up.
Oh, you just got up?
I woke up, everyone.
Yeah, she got up about 11 o'clock. She slept in. I wish I could have. Hi-ho-ho. We're finally there. The project is done. Finished. Only thing I've got left to do is get the panels put away out in our Halloween dump, supply dump. Right now they're, excuse me, right now they're stacked out on the patio. And they're in the way, so I've got to go add them to the supply dump. I'm going to give you a last look. I saved 3 panels out so I can show them to you with light and under black light. But I did want to talk a little bit. You know, we're into August, about August 12th. We start setting up September 6th, so we're under a month away. I'm going to hopefully have time to get one more project done. And we'll talk about that in the next vlog. So you'll have one more prop build vlog, and it's going to be a rehab of one of the water room features. I've actually got 2 I've got to do for the water room. I'm only going to have time to do one of them. But you'll see that in the next vlog. So there will be one more vlog. You might also, on our schedule, September 4th and 5th are going to be a prep. 2 prep days. I might do a short vlog on that showing you what I'm doing to prep for the big tent going up. You'll probably get that on the 5th or maybe a daily vlog. I don't know. Depends on how long the footage is and how much energy I've got. But the official start for setup will be September 6th. That's when the big tent goes up and we kick it into full gear here. Now, let's get you some scenes or shots of the finished panels. There we go. 3 panels out of 46. We started out by spraying all the panels white. Went through, did the orange, did the gray. Morgan came out, helped me do the red down the side. And then we've got green on them as well. And I don't know how they're going to look underneath black light in the water room. Now the next shot is going to be me turning out the light. You're going to get a look at them under black light. Now we're in my shop, broad daylight, so it's not going to be as dark as it will be in the water room, in the haunt. And I have more black lights up than just one black light. So things will fluoresce a little bit better in the water room than they will here. But it should be enough to give you a look-see. Hold on. Okay, I am using the cell phone currently, and this is what I'm getting. It looks a lot brighter on the cell phone than it does to the naked eye. Wow, that pops. But that's what the water room is going to look like. And I think I'm going to give you a shot of this again with my camera, my regular vlog cam too, and you'll notice the difference. But this is a cell phone. And this is with the vlog cam. This is more what I'm seeing with the naked eye, with one black light. Now you'll get a full look at these in the haunt, you know, when I'm doing setup and with the walkthrough video. But man, there sure is a difference. But anyway, we're at the end of it. This is it. Finally, we started this about mid-April, and here it is almost mid-August. God, this project took a while. Anyway, stay spooky, stay toxic.